Hi, I'm Joy, and today I want to ask you a direct question. How many times have you found yourself making excuses not to do what you know you need to do? You promise to start tomorrow, but tomorrow never comes. And deep down, you realize it's not a lack of time or talent, it's a lack of discipline. This is the invisible line that separates those who evolve from those who remain stuck in the same place, waiting for a change that never comes. The curious and even uncomfortable part is that discipline isn't about endless willpower, but about small habits you choose to repeat even when you don't feel like it. It's counterintuitive, but the less you rely on motivation, the freer you become. And that's where the magic happens. Each disciplined act not only improves your life, but also accelerates your English, because learning a language requires exactly this kind of consistency. If you've made it this far, take advantage and subscribe to the channel. Here, you'll find videos that not only help you learn English, but also build habits that transform your life. It's like a daily push to help you overcome excuses, strengthen your discipline, and truly discover what you're capable of. 1. Waking up without running. When you wake up and grab your phone within seconds, your mind is thrown straight into the hustle and bustle of the world. Notifications, messages, and external pressures steal your peace before you even have a moment to yourself. Now, imagine starting your day differently. Simply opening your eyes, taking a deep breath, and taking a few minutes to be present. This simple gesture puts you in control of your own pace instead of being swallowed up by the rush of others. A powerful practice is to leave your phone out of reach while you sleep. This way, when you wake up, you'll have the chance to get up without the temptation to check everything immediately. During this time, you can stretch, drink a glass of water, or simply observe your surroundings. These few minutes become a refuge, like a mental shield to face the following hours with greater clarity and calm. By adopting this habit, the day doesn't start automatically, but consciously. This simple decision reduces initial anxiety and creates a sense of stability that lasts even when tasks arise. It's a chance to align your mind with your body before dealing with what the world demands. And when this foundation is built early, you're better prepared to take the next step, clearly defining the priorities that truly matter that day. 2. Write down a single priority. Often, the mind wakes up already burdened with an endless to-do list. This flood of tasks creates confusion and the feeling that nothing will ever be enough. But when you choose a single priority and write it down, something changes immediately. Clarity emerges. This simple practice reduces mental burden because it focuses on what will truly move your life forward today rather than on everything that could be done. To apply, simply grab a notebook, a post-it note, or even your phone screen, as long as you use it consciously. Write, "Today, the most important thing is." This phrase directs your energy towards a central point. If it's work, it might be finishing a report. If it's personal life, perhaps calling someone you've been putting off. The important thing is to give form and visibility to what, if completed, will already bring a sense of real progress throughout the day. Over time, this habit builds discipline. You begin to realize that even if other things remain pending, the defined priority has been met, and this builds self-confidence. This confidence grows daily, strengthening your consistency. And when your mind understands that it can focus on the essential, it becomes even more natural to add other powerful habits, such as including short readings that expand your worldview. 3. Read a few pages every day. There's a silent pressure to believe that to learn, we need to devour entire books in a short time. This creates anxiety and often prevents us from even starting. But reading just a few pages a day is enough to transform the way you see the world. 3 pages read attentively every day over a few months accumulate into a new repertoire of ideas that can change the way you think and act. To make this habit more concrete, choose a book that aligns with what you want to develop now. If you're looking for mental clarity, you can start with The Power of Habit. If you're looking for inspiration, Think and Grow Rich is a great choice. And if your focus is learning English, reading simpler books like short stories or adapted versions of classics can be very helpful. The important thing is that the pages are accessible and that you can maintain consistency. This daily commitment to reading works like a mental workout. You not only absorb new knowledge, but you also build discipline by setting aside a specific time for it. Gradually, reading stops being an effort and becomes a natural pleasure in your day. And once this routine is established, the same courage you apply to opening a book will be necessary for another essential step: purposefully facing uncomfortable situations to grow beyond your own limitations. 4. Doing something uncomfortable on purpose. Discomfort is the place your mind always tries to avoid, but it's exactly where evolution happens. When you commit to taking a step beyond your comfort zone, your self-confidence begins to grow. It could be something as simple as speaking English even when you're stuck on a few words, or starting a conversation you've always put off. These small actions signal to your brain that you're bigger than the insecurity trying to hold you back. A good way to start is to list 3 situations you tend to avoid in your daily life. Maybe it's sending a message you've had drafted for weeks, raising your hand in a meeting, or simply practicing saying a sentence out loud. Choose one of these and do it today, without expecting absolute courage. By facing these moments consciously, you train your mind not to be guided by fear, but by a commitment to growth. Over time, this habit builds a kind of emotional immunity. Discomfort ceases to be an enemy and becomes recognized as a sign of progress. With each small step forward, you accumulate internal victories that no one can take away from you. And when this strength becomes part of your routine, the desire to evaluate what really worked each day naturally arises, opening space for a silent and transformative review before bed. 5. Review the day in silence. When night falls, your mind often carries all the noise of the day: conversations, unfinished tasks, worries. If you go to bed without filtering anything, these thoughts continue to echo and even interfere with your sleep. But taking a few minutes in silence to review your day completely changes this scenario. It's in that moment that you look back and realize what worked well and what can be adjusted tomorrow. This review doesn't have to be complicated. You can simply sit in a quiet place, close your eyes, and ask yourself, what did I do today that I'm proud of? And what could I have done better? Another option is to jot down 2 or 3 quick observations in a notebook. This simple act acts as a mirror, reflecting patterns that would otherwise go unnoticed. This is how you avoid repeating the same mistakes for years without realizing it. With this practice, your awareness of your own behavior grows. Gradually, you begin to identify triggers that empower you and those that sabotage you. This clarity, gained day after day, creates a cycle of constant evolution. And when you understand that the mind can be honed in this way, it becomes much more natural to also take care of your body, moving it daily, even in small doses. 6. Move your body, even just a little. Many people believe that exercising is only worthwhile if you can spend hours at the gym. This belief is limiting because it makes it seem like any little effort is pointless. But the truth is that moving your body, even for a few minutes, creates a powerful shift in energy and mood. 10 minutes of walking, some stretching, or even climbing stairs can completely renew your energy. The key is to make this a daily habit. You might decide to do 3 quick sets of squats before showering, walk while talking on the phone, or stretch right after waking up. These small additions don't require extra time in your schedule, but they add immense benefits to your body and mind. It's the consistency of these gestures that strengthen health and increase mental clarity, not the isolated intensity of a single workout. When you get your body moving, you notice your mind following suit. Ideas flow more easily, concentration improves, and even anxiety diminishes. An active body becomes a practical tool for balance throughout life. And when this energy circulates, you begin to see the good things in your day more clearly, making room for a simple and transformative habit: daily gratitude. 7. Practicing simple gratitude. The human mind tends to focus on what's missing, what hasn't yet been achieved, what could be better. This constant focus on scarcity creates anxiety and dissatisfaction. But when you consciously decide to record 1 or 2 things you're grateful for every day, your perspective shifts. Suddenly, what seemed ordinary takes on value, and your brain begins to see abundance, where before there was only complaint. This exercise can be done in a notebook, on your phone's notepad, or even mentally before bed. The key is to be specific. Instead of simply writing, "I'm grateful for my family," you could write, "I'm grateful for the laugh I had at lunch with my family today." This clarity gives the practice more weight and teaches your brain to look for good moments throughout the day, creating a positive cycle of perception. Over time, gratitude becomes almost automatic. You begin to recognize opportunities and joys in simple details, like a hot cup of coffee or a quick conversation that made you smile. The shift doesn't erase problems, but it does change how you deal with them. And when your mind learns to value the essential, it becomes much easier to tune out the digital noise that insists on vying for your attention at every turn. 8. Stay away from digital noise. Cell phone notifications, endless messages, and endless social media scrolling steal more than just time. They drain your mental energy. When you don't set boundaries, it's as if you live in a constant state of alert, reacting to every beep or vibration. Creating moments free from this digital noise is, in practice, restoring clarity and peace to your brain. You can start by setting short intervals throughout the day to be completely offline. For example, when you wake up, leave the first 20 minutes screen-free. During meals, keep your phone away. Before bed, turn off notifications. These small choices create an extremely valuable empty space because it's where important ideas emerge and your brain truly rests. As you realize the benefits of this technological silence, you begin to understand that your attention is a precious resource that shouldn't be wasted. Each time you step away from digital distractions, you create space to listen to your inner voice with more respect and clarity. And it's at this point that a crucial habit emerges: learning to talk to yourself in a positive and empowering way. 9. Talking to yourself respectfully. The way you talk to yourself determines much of what you can achieve. When you think, "I can't do it," or "this isn't for me," you're creating invisible barriers that shape your actions. But when you change the way you talk to yourself, saying, "I'm still learning," or "I'll try again," you transform difficulty into opportunity. Your mind believes what you tell it. A simple way to practice this is to pay attention to the thoughts that arise when faced with a challenge. When you spot negative phrases, immediately replace them with more constructive ones. If you think, "I'm going to struggle speaking English," replace them with, "I'll practice, and each attempt brings me closer to fluency." This adjustment isn't just a pretty phrase. It's a mental workout that influences your daily choices. Over time, this inner respect builds a solid foundation of trust. You begin to treat yourself as you would a friend you want to see grow, with encouragement, patience, and firmness. This new mindset makes room for habits that require consistency over time. Because ultimately, it's not about intensity and isolated moments, but about daily repetition that truly transforms. 10. Choose consistency, not intensity. Most people wait for big bursts of motivation to take action. They do a lot in a single day and then stop, believing that's enough to generate results. But true transformation comes from consistency. It's the small steps repeated every day that creates solid, lasting changes. It's not about running a marathon all at once, but about taking a little walk each morning. To apply it, define something simple that you can maintain. If your goal is to learn English, practice 5 minutes a day, even if it's just repeating basic phrases. If you want to improve your fitness, do 10 minutes of exercise daily instead of trying occasional exhausting workouts. This regularity builds discipline and strengthens your confidence. When you look back and see how consistent you are, you realize you've already built a much greater path than you imagined. Over time, consistency becomes part of your identity. You stop relying on bursts of motivation and start taking action because it's already part of who you are. It's this steady rhythm that sustains any achievement, whether at work, in school, or in your personal life. And when you understand that it's the sum of small steps that determines your future, it's impossible not to question, which habit will you choose today to stick with tomorrow?